Yes, sir.
What's the dirt on Netanyahu?
Netanyahu has been working for the CFR since he was 24 years old. He was a student in MIT when Ira Magaziner came up to him and gave him a great job, like the first Boston group. Big job. And he quit after 6 months. He was earning $150,000 a year. He quit to come back to Israel and sell tables and ottomans at Rim Furniture for $15,000 a year. And no one quite understood that. It was kind of a silly decision. But then he organized an anti-terror conference. And who came? Remember, Netanyahu was nothing then. Nothing. George Bush comes, and George Shultz comes, and Richard Pearl comes. The highest levels of the CFR come to his conference. Conference ends, he's back to selling tables and ottomans. But then in 1982, something fantastic happens. Moshe Arens, who was the ambassador to Washington, appoints Netanyahu deputy ambassador. Now, let me tell you, there was a real hubris in the foreign ministry. There were a lot of foreign ministry people who wanted to know why a furniture salesman gets to be the second highest diplomat in the world. Okay? He was selling furniture at Rim, and that's never happened before, where you take a furniture salesman and you make him the second most powerful ambassador in the world. And some people waited 20 years for that spot to open up. So Aarons was forced to answer, and it's in my book, by the way. Those of you who were lucky enough to get Traders and Carpetbaggers actually have the quote. But Aarons said that Schultz and Bush were very impressed by his handling of the conference, and they told me to give him the deputy ambassadorship. Oh boy, I could go on to the Hebron pullout and the Noam Friedman, the shooter. You know, I'll tell you a little story about Nevi Dekalim, the time I was there. They asked me, a nice crowd, they bought all my books and they were great, but they asked me, what can we expect before they try and hit us and damage us, whatever? I said, what you can expect is that a Jew is going to massacre Arabs. Now, I knew it was coming, that there would be no public sympathy for the Gush Katif settlers. And I knew it was coming because Netanyahu did that with Hebron. The guy's name was Noam Friedman. He was a lunatic. He was sitting in the died. His name was Noam Friedman. He was a lunatic. He was in a psychiatric unit of the IDF hospital for 7 months. That morning, they put him on a bus to Hebron with an M16, where there happens to be the cameras from 3 television networks filming Ze'evi going up and down steps for whatever reason. In comes Noam Friedman, shoots up the markets, and that evening, those cabinet ministers, including Benny Bacon, which is significant, I'll tell you about that in 1 second, all, not including Benny Bacon, he would not budge. All the others budged, and Hebron was pulled out of 10 days after Netanyahu became prime minister. The same thing with Gush Katif. I said some Jew is going to murder Arabs, and it turns out that he's a secular Jew named Zada, and he turns up at Kfar Tappuach, Kahana's son's, Binyamin Kahana's town, and then he goes on to Shfaram and shoots up 4 Arabs, and you could be sure in some way he was taken from the army and brainwashed and done whatever was needed to. The point is, I said, watch out for a Jew murdering Arabs, and 2 days before the expulsion, that's what happened. Remember, these Jews, and I warned them, I said, you better fight with everything you've got because these people hate you. The leaders of Israel hate you, and they're going to watch you suffer. And I told them this, they're going to watch you suffer. They're never going to compensate you. I warned them, everything I warned them came true. Those of you who are on my reading list will swear to this. Everything that I actually wrote came true. You have to understand, you cannot fight Israel without understanding. 1 second, we'll go 1, 2. You have to bring down the political establishment.
What is
the Perez's ultimate goal?
Perez's ultimate goal is that he's working for the Vatican, and this Vatican get control of Jerusalem, the place. That's his ultimate goal.
I'm thinking
He has no personal
You're
goal.
saying that we're headed for this major war. What does the president get out of it?
Perez will have a wonderful life somewhere in Italy or Switzerland or France with lots of money, and his children will have lots of
But
money.
it's not just him; it's the whole.
He hates Jews. You please, do I have to spell this out?
I know.
Shimon Peres hates Jews.
No, anyway, I know that. I'm just trying to find what he's like.
He'll be fine.